As communities, businesses, and organizations across the country respond to calls for social justice, inclusion, and equality, the small Missouri town of Savannah is divided over its own identity. Is their school mascot a racial slur? KCTV5's Leslie Aguilar reports from Savannah.
Passing through Savannah, Missouri, the school mascot is hard to miss. The image is spray painted on sidewalks. Businesses, from this health food store to this bowling alley, adorn the name. Savannah Savages.
Hear how the word savage was used, and you tell me if you want your kids wearing shirts that say savage.
Michelle Lint is part of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Kickapoo nations. She's a 2011 Savannah graduate.
When you're a child growing up, it's like you kind of just assume that's just the way things are and kind of look around. It's never going to change. That's just the way it is. And
Lint says her Kickapoo mother always scoffed at the mascot growing up and told her 4 Native children it was a derogatory term. Lint says her classmates definitely made the connection between the mascot and her heritage.
There was nothing like hateful. I don't think like their intentions were to like make me feel terrible. I would hope not. But they definitely like joked around with it too much. Like, oh, do you live on a reservation? Do they live in teepees? Asking if I would do a rain dance so that the football game would continue and not be canceled. And it's just like, just hearing that over and over and like constantly just like letting it go. It's just, I don't know, it's just heavy to carry, you know?
When protests erupted across the country this summer over racial justice and equality, Lint was inspired.
Well, what can I change in my community? And like, this was the first thing I thought of. I'm like, well, this is not okay. This is definitely like a racial slur and should not be there. And like, if we're gonna talk about equality, this needs to go.
She brought the issue to the school board in July.
We have been here and been the Savannah Savages for as long as I can remember, as long as I know about.
School board secretary Jess Gillette says nearly 30 people on both sides of the issue spoke out in the first meeting.
It really riled up the community on both ends of the spectrum, and so it's just kind of been one of those things that's kind of lit a fire under the community.
The board decided to create a mascot committee to research the history of the Savages, what changing the mascot would mean and cost, and whether there's a way to keep it, but be more respectful.
It's not gonna hurt anyone if we take it away, but it is hurting people if we keep it.
I spoke with a lot of people in town today who are against changing the mascot, but I couldn't find one willing to talk to me about it on camera. The school district says the committee on this issue will have an equal number of people on both sides of the debate. An online petition to keep the Savannah Savages has more than 2,600 signatures and a lot of comments. People proud to be Savannah Savages, and a few suggestions that those who aren't proud go elsewhere.
My siblings, when they were in Hiawatha, it was the Redskins. So they were Redskins there, and they come here and they're Savages. And people tell us if we don't like it, move. It's like, then what, do we go to St. Joe and be the Central Indians? Like, it's everywhere. It's a problem everywhere.
The town is also a part of Chiefs Kingdom. Earlier this year, the team banned headdresses and face paint in an effort to better celebrate Native American culture. Lynn says that's a start. She believes changing the mascot would be a first step in her hometown to making everyone feel welcome. The next step would be teaching everyone the history of Native Americans in the area and not leaving out the ugly parts.
Because we really are only told like one side of history. And there's like, if this is supposed to be a melting pot, we need to like acknowledge all backgrounds. So, and not just the white story.
In Savannah, Leslie Aguilar, KCTV5 News.